4 minutes. Just 4 minutes. What would you think if I told you that right now, in this very moment, you are standing in front of a door that has the power to completely transform the course of your life and deliver you to the dream you have longed for, but could never quite reach? For years, perhaps decades, you have been wandering through the dense, confusing forest of your own existence, carrying the heavy, suffocating burdens of financial insecurity, emotional starvation, and the terrifying, paralyzing fear that you might somehow miss out on your true, extraordinary potential. You have tried to force reality to bend to your will, exhausting your physical body and draining your mental reserves in a desperate, unending pursuit of a happiness that always seems to remain just one agonizing step out of your grasp. But what if the very mechanics of your struggle are the exact chains binding you to your suffering? What if the profound relief you seek from your anxieties, the unconditional love you desperately long to feel, and the ultimate control over your personal destiny are not external prizes to be won through endless bloody battles with the outside world, but rather internal states waiting to be unlocked by a simple, profound shift in your psychic reality? The great Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst Carl Jung understood this profound truth better than anyone in modern history, recognizing that the universe is not a chaotic, meaningless void, but a deeply interconnected web of archetypal integration and synchronicity, where the inner world of the subconscious mind directly dictates the outer world of physical experience. Jung discovered that our waking lives, filled with the frantic, chaotic beta frequencies of the analytical mind, are largely governed by the deep, unseen currents of the collective unconscious, and that until we learn to consciously navigate these hidden depths, we will forever be victims of circumstances we falsely believe are beyond our control. You see, the external reality you interact with every single day is merely a delayed reflection of your internal state, a dense, slow-moving mirror that can only show you what you have already established within your own psyche, meaning that your past failures, your heartbreaks, and your financial struggles were never a reflection of your inherent worthlessness, but merely the result of a correctable internal posture that you are about to permanently shift. To change the reflection in the mirror, you do not smash the glass. You change the object standing before it, and in the grand alchemy of human existence, that object is your deeply held sense of identity and belief. This brings us to the sacred window, the brief, incredibly potent 4-minute threshold that occurs twice every single day, an esoteric transition phase where the rigid, defensive walls of your logical waking mind begin to dissolve, and the fertile, boundless soil of your subconscious is left entirely exposed and receptive to new seeds of destiny. As you lay in your bed at night, preparing to surrender to sleep, your brain naturally transitions from the high-alert, stress-induced beta frequencies of your daily struggles, slowly descending into the calm, rhythmic alpha frequencies of relaxation, and ultimately plunging into the deep, hypnotic theta frequencies of the twilight state, the exact state where the boundary between the conscious and unconscious mind becomes beautifully, effortlessly permeable. It is within these specific 4 minutes, as you hover in the delicate, mystical space between waking and dreaming, that you possess the godlike ability to rewrite the foundational code of your reality, bypassing the relentless skepticism and deeply ingrained doubts of your analytical mind, which normally sabotages your desires by constantly reminding you of your current lack and limitations. To utilize this 4-minute window effectively, you must understand that the subconscious mind does not speak the language of logic, it does not understand future tense, and it does not comprehend the concept of hope. It only understands the language of immediate, sensory-rich emotion and the absolute, unquestionable feeling of the present moment. Therefore, you are not going to lie in your bed and desperately wish for your desire to come true, because wishing inherently implies that you do not currently possess what you want, effectively commanding your subconscious to manifest more of the state of lacking, more of the state of waiting, and more of the state of suffering. Instead, you are going to practice the profound art of beginning from the end, a radical psychological shift where you bypass the frustrating how of your manifestation and directly inhabit the vivid, undeniable reality of the fulfilled desire, anchoring yourself completely in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Imagine right now the exact desire that has been burning in your heart, whether it is a state of total financial freedom, the warm, comforting embrace of a deeply loving partner, or the profound, unshakable peace of perfect physical health, and begin to construct a brief, incredibly specific scene in your mind that implies this desire has already been completely and perfectly realized. This scene must be short, perhaps only 5 to 10 seconds long, and it must be something that happens after your desire has already manifested, such as feeling the reassuring weight of a wedding ring on your finger, hearing the joyful, congratulatory voice of a loved one confirming your massive success, or feeling the crisp, invigorating ocean breeze against your face as you stand on the balcony of your dream home. Now, as you enter those 4 minutes before sleep, you must close your eyes and begin to loop this short scene in your mind over and over again, but you must do so not as a passive observer watching a movie on a screen, but as the active, entirely immersed participant living the experience in the first person. You must guide yourself through deep, immersive sensory visualizations, forcing your mind to feel the actual texture of the chair you are sitting on in your scene, to feel the specific temperature of the air around you, to smell the distinct, evocative sense of the environment, and to hear the precise tones and cadences of the voices speaking to you. As you continuously loop this scene, adding more and more sensory detail with each repetition, you will begin to feel a profound vibrational shift occurring deep within your chest, a sudden, overwhelming surge of joy, relief, and peace that completely washes away the anxiety and fear that have plagued you for so long. This emotional response is the ultimate key, the true alchemical fire that permanently alters your psychic reality, because your subconscious mind, immersed in those receptive theta frequencies, cannot distinguish between an event that is actually happening in the physical world and an event that is being intensely and vividly imagined with genuine emotional resonance. By consistently falling asleep while saturated in this feeling of profound relief and joyful fulfillment, you are literally programming your subconscious to accept this new reality as the absolute truth, setting into motion a cascade of archetypal integration and synchronicity that will begin to relentlessly arrange the people, circumstances, and events of your waking life to perfectly match the internal blueprint you have just installed. But as you embark on this deeply transformational journey, you must remain acutely aware of the trials and tests that will inevitably arise to challenge your new state of being, particularly the relentless, insidious whispers of your own analytical mind, which will wake up the next morning and immediately begin searching for physical evidence of your manifestation, panicking when it sees that the external world has not yet caught up to your internal shift. When this happens, you must recognize that your logical mind is merely operating on outdated programming, desperately clinging to the illusion of the external reality it has always known, and you must gently but firmly refuse to give in to its frantic demands for proof, reminding yourself that the seed has already been planted in the fertile darkness of the subconscious, and that digging it up to check on its progress will only destroy the delicate roots it is beginning to form. You must maintain your new identity throughout the day, recognizing that you are no longer the anxious, desperate person hoping for a miracle, but rather the calm, empowered creator who has already claimed their destiny in the realm of psychic reality and who is simply walking through the inevitable bridge of incidents that will bring that reality into physical manifestation. If this message speaks to something genuine inside you, if it resonates with that deep, ancient knowing in your soul that recognizes the truth when it hears it, subscribe to Carl Jung philosophy and hit the like button right now, because doing so is not just a favor to the Creator, but a powerful, tangible step toward your own spiritual awakening, a physical declaration to the universe that you are finally ready to step into your power and claim the extraordinary life you deserve. Share this with someone who is ready to stop waiting for their life to change, someone who needs to hear that their struggles are not permanent and that the power to transform their destiny has always been resting quietly in the palm of their hand. As we delve deeper into this alchemical process, we must now address the most critical yet frequently overlooked component of this entire practice, the profound secret knowledge that almost no one talks about, yet without which your manifestations will constantly slip through your fingers like water, a concept we call the fifth element, or the immense, undeniable power of absolute silence. In the ancient mystical traditions of alchemy, from which Jung drew so much of his psychological framework, it was understood that any profound transformation required a hermetic vessel, a perfectly sealed container that prevented the volatile, transformative energies from escaping into the surrounding environment before the process of transmutation was fully complete. In the context of manifesting your desires and altering your psychic reality, your own mind and body serve as this hermetic vessel, and the raw, potent energy of your newly formed desire is the alchemical substance that must be carefully contained and nurtured until it crystallizes into physical form. However, the moment you speak of your desire to others, the moment you excitedly tell your friends about your new goals or complain about the current lack of your manifestation, you instantly puncture a massive hole in your hermetic vessel, causing a catastrophic energy leak that drains the vital, vibrational force required to bring your dream into reality. When you verbalize your desires, you are not only dissipating the emotional pressure necessary for manifestation, but you are also inviting the deeply ingrained skepticism, jealousy, and limiting beliefs of other people into your sacred psychic space, allowing their chaotic, low-frequency beta brainwaves to interfere with the delicate, high-frequency creation you are building in the sanctuary of your own mind. Therefore, you must embrace the profound, majestic power of silence, keeping your desires, your visualizations, and your internal shifts entirely to yourself, cultivating a quiet, unwavering certainty that requires no external validation, no applause, and no outside confirmation to remain absolutely true in your own heart. This silence is not a suppression of your joy, but a deeply powerful containment of your creative life force, a deliberate hoarding of your spiritual currency that builds a massive, undeniable energetic pressure within your subconscious, a pressure that will eventually become so immense that it has absolutely no choice but to explode outward into your physical reality, manifesting your desire with a speed and precision that will leave you absolutely breathless. As you practice this 4-minute method night after night, faithfully entering the theta state, vividly inhabiting the sensory reality of your wish fulfilled, and strictly maintaining the silent, hermetic seal of the fifth element, you will begin to notice profound, almost magical shifts occurring in your daily life, strange, beautiful synchronicities that Jung famously described as a causal connecting principles, where your internal state begins to perfectly mirror the external events unfolding around you. You might receive an unexpected phone call, stumble upon a life-changing opportunity entirely by chance, or find yourself inexplicably drawn to a certain place at the exact right time to meet the exact right person, all of which are not random coincidences, but the highly orchestrated, flawlessly timed movements of the collective unconscious, rearranging the fabric of reality to accommodate your newly established psychic baseline. It is crucial during this time that you do not interfere with the process by trying to micromanage the how, by frantically trying to force doors open, or by obsessively calculating the probability of your success, because your analytical mind is entirely incapable of comprehending the infinitely complex, multidimensional pathways that the universe uses to deliver your desires. Your only job, your sole responsibility in this grand cosmic dance, is to completely and unconditionally surrender to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to deeply trust the profound wisdom of your subconscious mind, and to simply allow the universe to do what it does best, moving gracefully through your days with the calm, unshakable certainty of a person who already knows exactly how the story ends. Imagine the profound, overwhelming relief of finally letting go of the exhausting need to control every single detail of your life, the deep, soul-nourishing peace of knowing that you no longer have to fight, struggle, and claw your way to happiness, because the ultimate power to fulfill any desire rests entirely within the quiet, 4-minute window of your own mind, a sanctuary of infinite possibility that you can access effortlessly every single night. Feel the heavy, suffocating burdens of your past failures, your lingering doubts, and your deep-seated anxieties melting away like snow in the warm spring sun, replaced by a radiant, glowing sense of empowerment, a quiet, unshakable confidence that radiates from the very core of your being, altering the way you walk, the way you speak, and the way you interact with the world around you. You are no longer a victim of circumstance, tossed about by the chaotic storms of external reality. You are the master of your own psychic realm, the conscious architect of your destiny, the alchemist who has learned to transmute the lead of human suffering into the pure, shining gold of profound fulfillment and extraordinary joy. So tonight, as you lay your head upon your pillow and feel the familiar, comforting weight of exhaustion pulling you down into the dark, velvety embrace of sleep, do not waste those precious 4 minutes agonizing over the problems of the day or worrying about the uncertainties of tomorrow. Instead, consciously and deliberately, step through that hidden door in your mind, gracefully descending through the rapid beta frequencies, gliding peacefully through the calm alpha waves, and arriving safely in the deep, magical realm of theta, where the universe waits breathlessly for your command. Construct your scene, feel the texture of your new reality, hear the voices of your loved ones, breathe in the sense of your success, and let the overwhelming, ecstatic emotion of the wish fulfilled wash over you in great, powerful waves of gratitude and peace, knowing with absolute, unquestionable certainty that what you are experiencing in your mind is not a fantasy, but a profound, undeniable truth that is already making its way into your physical world. And as you finally drift off into the healing silence of sleep, perfectly sealed within your hermetic vessel, resting in the quiet majesty of the fifth element, you will know that the work is done, that the seed is planted, and that your life will never, ever be the same again. If this message speaks to something genuine inside you, subscribe to Carl Jung Philosophy and hit the like button. Share this with someone who is ready to stop waiting for their life to change and step boldly into the magnificent, limitless reality that has always been waiting for you to simply close your eyes, feel the truth, and claim it as your own. Just 4 minutes. 4 minutes of pure, unbroken sensory immersion. The analytical mind will tell you it is too simple, that transformation requires blood, sweat, and decades of relentless toil. This is the grandest illusion of all. The subconscious, the great ocean of psychic reality, does not measure time. It measures intensity, it measures frequency, it measures the absolute conviction of the heart. When you learn to inhabit that state, to truly wear the emotional garments of the person who already has exactly what they want, you bypass the gatekeepers of lack and limitation. You must realize that every single thing you see around you right now, the walls of the room, the screen you are looking at, the circumstances of your bank account, the state of your relationships, they are all just dead echoes of who you used to be. They are the crystallized remnants of past thoughts, past anxieties, and past beta-frequency fears. You cannot change the echo by shouting at it. You change the echo by changing the original sound, and the original sound is the vibrational signature you emit in those delicate, profoundly powerful moments before sleep. Think of the collective unconscious as an infinitely vast, deeply responsive mirror that stretches across the entirety of existence. When you stand before this mirror in a state of desperation, begging for change, the mirror faithfully reflects your desperation back to you, multiplying your lack and solidifying your suffering. But when you stand before this mirror in those 4 minutes of theta wave vulnerability, carrying the undeniable feeling of profound relief, the mirror has no choice but to shift, to bend, and to begin reflecting that relief into your physical world through the majestic, unstoppable force of synchronicity. Carl Jung knew that the modern man was sick precisely because he had severed his connection to this inner psychic reality, believing only in the rigid, unyielding external world of matter and logic. But you are now reclaiming that ancient, forgotten power, stepping back into the role of the alchemist, taking the raw, chaotic prima materia of your unfulfilled desires and carefully, silently transmuting them within the hermetic vessel of your own mind. It is a process of subtraction, not addition. You are not trying to force a new reality into existence. You are simply dropping the heavy, exhausting resistance to the reality that already exists in the quantum field of infinite potential. Every time you close your eyes and feel the texture of that chair, smell the scent of the air in your desired reality, and feel the profound emotional shift in your chest, you are dissolving the false barriers of time and space, pulling the future directly into the present moment. This is why the fifth element, the practice of absolute, uncompromising silence, is so profoundly crucial to your success. The moment you open your mouth to explain this process to someone who is still trapped in the illusion of external reality, you invite their doubts to infect your sacred space. You allow their dense, heavy beta frequencies to shatter your carefully constructed hermetic seal. Keep it hidden. Keep it safe. Let the pressure build within you until it becomes a joyful, radiant secret that makes you smile for no apparent reason. A secret that makes you walk taller, speak softer, and breathe deeper, because you already know the ending to the movie. You are not practicing hope. You are practicing truth. Hope is the domain of the beggar, always looking to the future for salvation. Truth is the domain of the Creator, standing firmly in the present moment, fully embodying the reality they have chosen. So as we bring this journey to a close, I want you to make a solemn, unbreakable pact with yourself, right here, right now. Commit to giving yourself just 4 minutes tonight. Not an hour of exhausting meditation, not a grueling session of forcing positive thoughts, but just 4 gentle, profound minutes of allowing yourself to completely and totally surrender to the feeling of having exactly what you want. Let the logical mind scream its objections. Let it demand proof. Simply smile at it, thank it for its concern, and gently return your focus to the sensory reality of your wish fulfilled. Feel the joy, feel the relief, feel the profound, unshakable peace, and then let go. Drift into the silence. Trust the process. The universe is already moving. The archetypes are already shifting. The synchronicity is already aligning. Your psychic reality is the only reality that matters, and tonight you become its master. If this message speaks to something genuine inside you, subscribe to Carl Jung Philosophy and hit the like button. Share this with someone who is ready to stop waiting for their life to change. Your new life is not years away. It is not miles away. It is exactly 4 minutes away. Step through the door. Claim your destiny. The wait is over. The time is now. Rest in the profound calm of knowing that it is already done.